was wondering who's going to be the pickup here for 100 Thieves. They were one of the last teams to announce a mid laner. So then it comes out that it's this guy that they're importing from Oceania. Is he going to live up to the expectations? Is this new blood player that they're looking for? Those questions are going to have answers here soon.
Yeah, I mean, we've got FBI and the Golden Guardians as well, so definitely representing big for that region. We'll see who's going to get the first win of their game in the LCS.
Now, worth talking about, interestingly enough, so when you look at power rankings that a lot of different people had for the teams coming into Spring Split, the vast majority of people had Golden Guardians toward the bottom, either 9th or 10th, one of those pulling up the rear type of spots. 100 Thieves had a wild variance, probably the wildest of all the teams in terms of where people ranked them. Some people had them as high as top 3, other people had them in the bottom 3. So this is a team that apparently the community at large is having a real hard time putting their thumb on how good they expect them to be. And that's exciting to me, because that means this could go any which way but lose.
I mean, people are probably unsure about the return of all these players to 100 Thieves and how they're going to perform. Plus, you throw in some more wild cards there, like Ryoma himself, mid lane being so important. See which one of them can actually get the early advantage. Good skin choices already in that lane for both sides.
Plus, 100 Thieves has Papa Smithy behind the wheel, a good friend of mine, so I'm inclined to trust his decision-making and see what they're able to make happen here in week number 1 of Spring 2020. GoldenGlue, as he said, the pressure of being the last remaining North American mid laner, that last bastion of hope against the imports. But as we're waiting for the minions to spawn, we're going to toss it out to a sideline report. Ovly is standing by with some special guests.
Thanks, guys. I have 2 of the biggest LCS fans with me. I have Mama Keith and Mama GoldenGlue, 2 very supportive moms of their sons taking the stage today. Mama Keith, what are you excited about to see your son?
Oh, I'm very excited and to see my son switch to support. And I'm here to cheer for Golden Guardian and my son's team. Yes.
And Mama GoldenGlue, I see that you have the Golden Guardian swag. If you want to show us that and tell us how excited you are to see your son take the stage today.
I'm very excited, and I got to do his flex.
Gotta get the flex together. Really quick thing. Mama Keith, I know it's your birthday today. Show us, what is your birthday wish, and show us your special shirt.
First, show the
Show me
shirt.
Yeah, there we go.
Cut it.
With the T missing. And what's your birthday wish?
My birthday wish, I hope my Golden Guardian and the team win their very first game.
All right, well, there you have it, both of you. Thank you so much. Back to you guys.
Well, check in. It's going pretty well already. Closer finds Meteos with his own red buff.
Meteos going to be almost knocked up into the air, barely stepping away from it, flashes away. One more auto attack would have sealed the deal, but Closer will take that as a win.
And this is a huge, huge opening for Golden Guardians. Let's review, because everyone was distracted by the very cute interview we had. But we just had an invade from Golden Guardians using the power of Braum to go take over the red buff here. That's where Closer got the red buff that he's wearing. Then he goes right across mid lane and for the invade onto Meteos. Finds him there, chases him out of his own jungle. As you saw, even got the flash there at the end, because he didn't want Closer to flash under tower and get the first blood cash in. But he take that, and he'll take it for the extra blue buff, thus zoning Meteos completely out of his own jungle.
And the big thing I'm looking at as a consequence of that as well, look at the keystone. The reason Jarvan is able to just beat the snot out of Gragas, he's got Conqueror. That's such a good dueling keystone. Meteos has Predator, which does literally nothing when you don't have boots, which, keep in mind, since he wasn't able to shop when he wanted to, no footwear, my friend.
All right, let's keep up with jungle domination, because one of the biggest changes in Season 10 was that there's no catch-up experience in the jungle. If you have an early lead like this from the invade, one of the biggest things to do is to retain control of especially the Scuttle Crabs, because Scuttle Crab experience was not nerfed. Meteos is trying to gank his way back into this game, though.
Oh, Golden Guardians could be in some trouble. FBI already trying to escape. He's going to flash away as well. Stunt's coming in. He's got the follow-up CC. Keith and FBI barely going to be getting themselves away. But here comes Closer. Flashes have been spent on everybody except Cody Sun. Closer wants to look for more, but he knows his laners are not in any shape to follow up. Nobody's dead yet.
Yeah, Golden Guardians definitely huge sigh of relief as Keith is able to dodge away and get out with his life. However, that doesn't mean that they got away scot-free. This wave is right in front of the turret, and it was built up very big, so I believe they have enough minions down there to keep it in place for a while, and they're going to deny some CS.
Speaking of CS, Meteos is still at 7, and Closer makes his way up into the top half of the map. He'll secure both Scuttle Crabs, as you mentioned earlier. That means he's going to have more control over the entirety of this jungle, and things are looking good for the Golden Guardians.
Yep, Scuttle Crabs, since they weren't nerfed, they are high priority. Second highest priority is taking away the large monsters from the camps, because a lot of experience was actually taken out of the smaller raptors and put into the big raptor. It means more for the raptor camp. So you can actually counter jungle even more effectively. You just take the big one and as many or as few of the small ones as you want. It doesn't really matter because they're tiny. They're basically pennies now.
Yeah.
They don't have a lot of experience or gold in them. So, and that's, you delay more of the response of those camps. So you just leave scraps for the enemy. Let's see, Closer with a full level lead should be able to take up Dragon Control very easily. He's going to go start it up. They've got wards on both sides of the bottom side river, so he has plenty of vision flanking. He's got FBI and Keith who have pushed in their lane and are able to come over for the objective.
We've seen the first Drake go at about 6.5 minutes in both previous matches. This one's going to go even earlier here, 5.5 into the game, and that's an easy pickup there for the side of Golden Guardians. They'll leave it to Closer to secure, and that's Earth Drake under their belt.
Now, we've heard time and time again, MVP of the TCO coming over, Closer. Closer, keep your eyes on this guy, but also, one of the biggest things for me is when I ask people about their new teammates, if they are as excited as GoldenGlue, Keith, Hauntzer have been when you go up to them and you talk to them just after hours about Closer, then that is really the biggest kind of award that you can get and seal of approval to me. Here we go with the continued invade. He's still beating up Meteos.
Closer is bloodthirsty for this enemy Gragas. He's now rooted up. CC coming down. Closer still has his flash. Keep it in mind, he did not use his at level 2 like Meteos had to. Meteos with the Predator now available because he owns the boots. He used it there to get away, but it won't turn into much of anything. Stunt now hanging around this Krug camp, just trying to make sure that Meteos doesn't continue to get invaded.
You gotta count your blessings, Captain Flowers.
Yes, sir.
He's able to get that Krug. All the enemies have finally exited his own jungle. So you gotta remain untilted when these sorts of things happen, because he can get right back into the game. A big way to do it, as we kind of saw earlier, is attempting to gank your way back in. There still is catch-up experience in the game, but it comes from, the lane. It doesn't come from your own jungle anymore. You have to kind of go play off of one of your strong teammates, and you do a little siphoning.
Yeah, just a little bit of, be like, hey guys, don't worry, the representation comes later, the taxation comes now. Just come in, grab yourself some gold coins, have a good time. As Ssumday will continue farming up here on the top side. You can see the gold staying relatively close between these sides, and of course with Gangplank on your team, that's always easier to do than otherwise. As Ssumday gets himself away, Ignite and Ulti being used there by Hauntzer. That was a Summoner Spellbook Ignite, but Ssumday's feeling comfortable enough to stick around.
Yeah, and he might be a little bit more worried when big boy Closer's coming on in.
Flash still available for the Gangplank. Remember, if you dodge away from the EQ on the Jarvan, you avoid a lot of that upfront damage since he does not have the dunk ready just yet. Still only level 5, but Closer wanting to go for this blue buff here yet again, continuing to do what you were talking about, starving Meteos away from his high-value camps. And because Meteos had to smite the Scuttle Crab, that means he's not ready to smite that blue buff away.
Yep, another big takeaway. All right, back to the mid lane here. GoldenGlue farming very well against Ryoma. Actually, level 6s towards bottom lane could be an all-in. You know the effectiveness of the Leona MF combination.
Oh, yeah.
We've seen the YouTube videos, my friends, trying to 100% to zero people. Once you get access to that combination of ultimates, Sunlight goes a long way with that combo, and it looks like Keith and FBI aren't going to risk it. Since their minions are flooding in right now, could be a lot of extra experience for Cody Sun. Stunt.
FBI does have the Chains of Corruption. Ooh, GoldenGlue's going to take a nap there, but he gets himself back away. Ryoma has to use the cleanse there. Nice reaction time, making sure he doesn't get followed up on. GoldenGlue using his clone to just walk forward there and try to juke him out a little bit. Meteos hanging out around the side just in case Golden Guardians tries to get cheeky here, make a dive happen. They are 4 men strong in this top half of the river. They'll walk up, clear out some vision around those control wards. Doesn't look like they're going to go for the Rift Herald or anything just yet, and everybody will go home. Or will they? Oh, baby. GoldenGlue over the wall. Misfortune bringing down that rain of bullets, but the bullet time still being safe.
Yeah, now they'll go home.
Alright.
There's 3 cleanses picked up in this game, both bottom lanes taking it for that reason because of the ACC. Everyone's running in the support position nowadays. Nice shot there from FBI to try and get that off of Ryoma, but it's actually going to be a reset, and Cody Sun's going to take the mid wave while he comes back to base. They're still sticking around as they're flexing GoldenGlue into the side lane already, even while turret plates are still up. Going to keep their mid and support there. LeBlanc would love to be in a side lane alone with a Zoe that doesn't have cleanse.
Yeah.
So that is ideal setup for them, and we'll see. Ryoma going to try and go collect the minion wave. Thankfully for him, he doesn't have to extend in the lane. The wave is pushing right towards him.
Cody Sun will just keep farming up here in mid. Stopwatches up and running. It is 10.5 minutes into the game, so we are going to check in as is tradition. You've got them on Meteos and both bottom lane members for the side 100 Thieves. Over on the other edge of the map, we've got Braum rocking the stopwatch. Nobody else, though. So plenty more turnaround potential on the side 100 Thieves in these next engagements. Right now, GoldenGlue up. Nice job there by Ryoma, threading that bubble in there, making sure GoldenGlue gets hit, but GoldenGlue doing a good job getting behind all the minions, making sure the follow-up from the paddle star isn't there. The bubble itself, not that threatening without appropriate follow-up, as we'll see Golden Guardians once again head into this topside river.
Yeah, and we just saw, there's a reason he rushes Mercury Treads here for GoldenGlue. It's because anticipates getting hit by a lot of these bubbles and the extra CC that's on the rest of the team. But man, even with the cleanse, Ryoma also goes for the magic resist defensive CC cleanser here. Ssumday
is getting initiated on. Exhaust going to be brought down onto him, but now Closer's got to be careful. Ornn ulti comes down. Closer's going to be taken very low. First blood over to Ssumday, but he's going to be cleaned up by GoldenGlue. Grabs himself a double. Meteos out of the picture now as well. FBI dangerously close to dead, but it's not going to be enough. Keith goes into the stasis as Stunt finds himself caught in a pit with 4 members of the Golden Guardians. But Cody Sun is bouncing them all around. A double kill over to 100 Thieves, and it's a 3 for 3.
What a bloodbath in the river, Flowers. No Shelly being given to either side, but both teams getting those kills. And GoldenGlue will be very happy with where those went. Money onto the assassin, the LeBlanc for Golden Guardians. Meanwhile, money onto the man you just talked about, Cody Sun. Going to try and do the carrying here with Misfortune. And it happens because the fight is so split. There are 2 sections. MF ultimate combo here on your screen, but also a big ult from Meteos gets this first blood for him and Ssumday on that side. Because of this big split fight, there were 2 real big winners for each team, and now it's going to be about looking further into the game. This early spread of money.
One double up.
You like that? This spread of the money, though, is going to be about, can GoldenGlue get the assassinations on Cody Sun later in the game? Shelly started right back up, though. 100 Thieves trying to trade that objective for the dragon that you just saw taken by Golden Guardians.
The Inferno blazes. The map is going to be burned away. And that means more damage coming out as the game goes further in. Meteos securing the Rift Herald there for his team. 100 Thieves up by about 1,000 gold right now. Trinity Force completed on Ssumday's Gangplank 13 minutes in. Means those barrels are going to sting like crazy when he's able to bring those down onto the proper target. Very fast use of Shelly here on the top side. You've only got 45 seconds before the plates go down, and they want that money. Ka-ching! There it is.
Exactly. Every time you pick up the first Rift Herald, your eyes are on the clock.
Yep.
Need to make that sucker cash in for some turret plate money. They do just that, and Ssumday's going to usher her right up to the second turret, get charge number 2 off for that big chunk of damage.
Ssumday taking a little bit of damage in return from Hauntzer here. There comes the second half of the Ram. He uses the oranges to stay alive, but he's in no shape to keep fighting. He's got to back away. Meteos comes in just to make sure Golden Guardians aren't able to follow up anymore.
So, meanwhile, because 100 Thieves have so many people topside, GoldenGlue is actually mining plates off of the turret on bottom side the old-fashioned way, just using his hands.
Yeah, he's got his pickaxe ready to go, going deep down into the mines for the plates. Well, he'll grab a couple of them, but the plates have fallen, and it's going to be Golden Guardians who actually come out on top. One more plate compared to their opponents, 5 compared to 4, as we do have a pause. First one of the split.
All right, deep breaths, everybody. We're going to make it through the day.
We'll get there.
Honestly, such a big turnaround from the early invade. Meteos had so much to deal with. Closer was just at his throat this entire game, continually trying to invade, keep him off his own camps, off the Scuttle Crabs, off his buff. And that did happen, but because of the influx of gold there and the split after Shelly, 100 Thieves are actually able to get a lot of gold back. Meanwhile, Golden Guardians are the ones stacking up the dragons. So, kind of touched on it earlier, but with Rise of the Elements, the early power of dragons is decreased, but you then have to worry about the problems you're creating for future self if you don't have any dragons when the soul comes around.
Yeah, and one big thing that we haven't talked about much with the Drakes yet is the Elder Drake itself. Remember that in Season 9 League of Legends, Elder Drake was, as soon as a Drake is killed and the next one's going to spawn after 35 minutes, it is an Elder. 35 was your cutoff. You could not see him any earlier than that. These days, if one team manages to grab Soul 4-0, you could see Elder on the board as early as 28, 29 minutes. It can be very daunting to deal with that, especially if you're contending with an enemy team that has an Infernal Soul.
All right, we're going to have a decently long pause here. We've been informed. So you may go get some water for yourself. Stay hydrated, my friends.
Yup, everybody make sure that you are keeping yourself in a good state to watch the rest of the games. It's going to be at least a 3-minute pause here. Meteos does have a mouse issue that is currently being addressed by the technicians on stage. We'll get y'all back onto Summoner's Rift here as soon as possible.
Yeah, I mean, if it wasn't enough to have this Jarvan in my face all game coming from this invade with their Braum chasing me off all my buffs, now my mouse starts working. Got to remain zen.
It's hard to do in a spot like that.
I know it's very hard for you to do in any spot.
Yes.
Because you are easily tiltable.
I am tilt lord. If this happens to me in one of my games, if my opponent jungler is on my buffs from level 1, and then I got to deal with my mouse breaking in the middle, that mouse is getting yeeted out the window. We got a spare one. We'll just use that instead.
I've been in situations playing in games with you that I'm pretty sure that exact scenario did happen.
Stuff has been yeeted before. Yeah. Yeeted and deleted.
Meteos, though, he is a veteran of the scene, staying extremely calm here. Used to be known as Short Dog back even before the Cloud9 days.
Back in the olden time.
Before he got picked up. The Elise and Zach God from his early days. Really cool to see him back here on stage wearing some old colors in 100 Thieves.
Especially for 100 Thieves fans, because when you look at this team and look at how their debut split in spring. By the way, we're back.
New mouse, let's go. Boom.
New mouse, we're in there. But when you look at 100 Thieves and you think about the amazing start that they had with their first split, going all the way to the finals and then getting second to Team Liquid. And then after that, things just weren't the same. It went really downhill really quickly. A lot of people can look at that and say, well, here's where Meteos was with the team. And after that point is when things started looking really rough. So to have this guy back on the team, this guy that was essentially that line, means a lot.
Well, he has been able to stabilize after the early inconveniences. Once you get to your Runic Echoes on Gragas, it feels just fine. You know, he's got Predator ready to roll very quickly here. That is your burst combo. Flash, plus a Runic Echoes being completed and a Predator activation. You can perform all the duties that you have been drafted for.
Worth noting as well that Closer is going for the Cinder Hulk Jarvan. We saw a Warrior Jarvan earlier today. That one's much burstier, just intends to blow somebody up instantly on the gank by landing both the EQ combo and the ulti. But this one's meant to soak the damage better, right? You go in, you survive when you're dunking these guys. And honestly, when you look at the damage potential of 100 Thieves, you're going to need to be pretty darn tanky.
All right, red buff invade number 2 for the Golden Guardians. Looks like 100 Thieves will pull it back. Meteos will be able to claim this one as Stunt comes over to help him clean it up.
Well, the Golden Guardians aren't going to be stopping here just yet. Closer's not going to get the knockup onto Meteos, but fortunately, he can just truffle shuffle over the wall there, make sure that he's not going to have any problems with being locked down. The Braum CC is not instant.
Yeah,
No.
and that shuffle you mentioned is actually really important. For Gragas, you have to make sure nobody's in your hitbox.
Oh, nice! Solar Flare coming down there. The Wombo combo showing up here from the side of 100 Thieves. Drowsy goes through and Keith goes down. Ryoma grabbing the kill on that. Makes it a 4-3 game here for the Thieves, and they will push on the Tier 1 turret.
Big thing for 100 Thieves. That's going to allow them to push on this mid tower too. GoldenGlue's coming around for the flank, but they've got wards in the jungle.
Oh, the glue coming up from below. Can he make it happen? Nah.
That's a good visual. Now just seeing the floor seeping with glue.
The floor's just turning to glue like a horror movie. He's materializing in front of you, coming to gank your lanes, but not enough opportunity there just yet. 100 Thieves aren't going to overextend into anything. Stunt might walk into this brush and find himself taking some damage now. He's just going to go right back to Cody here in the mid lane.
Find himself with some glue on his shoes.
Oh no, the worst.
Oh no.
Closer goes in. Here comes the Ornn. Oh my goodness gracious. Cody Sun is done as Stunt has to flash over the wall to try to stay alive. 100 Thieves looking for any sort of an opportunity here, but it's not going to be much. GoldenGlue jumps over the wall, finds a bit of damage, hops right back to the distortion mark. Cody popped.
Yeah, and the timing for this couldn't be better here for the Golden Guardians. They got FBI running right back towards mid.
Closer is just absolutely unafraid to go in, and it's getting Golden Guardians the plays they need. That's another kill onto a carry.
What a nice engage right there. He corrals two members of 100 Thieves, setting up for the kill. Ryoma used the flash on Zoe to finish off the kill onto Keith over the wall earlier while he was burning down. So no summoner spell of her own for Zoe. Fairly rare that you catch Zoe without some sort of flash going on, but
yeah,
able
somebody
to
else
do it. A really nice eye there for another pickoff, because that pickoff means they get an Infernal. And that, Flowers, sets you up for the soul.
Soul point, 18 minutes into the game for Golden Guardians. A great spot to be, because now we're in that situation. I think you worded it best in the last game when we saw CLG be able to steal the Drake away. You feel awful if you give it up, and then if you get it, you still feel bad, because it's only 1 out of 4.
All right, let's take another look at how this one started out. Cody Sun flashed the EQ, but over the side of the wall, there was another engage coming, and the burst damage there from GoldenGlue finds the kill. The LeBlanc here really stacking up to be that true assassination threat. But it's about the setup players this time around. Closer goes right in. Perfect Cataclysm on both Ryoma, who has no flash, and the Meteos pick here. He doesn't get over the wall, but in the end, picked up, and they're going to return right back towards mid lane. Stunt's here possibly looking for an opening.
Worth noting, Closer also flashed to get the dunk and then EQ out for the knockup afterwards to make sure his team was there. Those sort of little optimizations for knowing which would be better as opposed to EQ R flash or flash R EQ. That's what I like to see from junglers, as GoldenGlue takes a little bit of damage there from Meteos. Stunt in hot pursuit, but you're never going to solar flare LeBlanc.
And it highlights attention to detail. This is one of the things we talk about a lot, is tracking cooldowns. It's not just summoner spells, but anything that's going to get your opponent out or anything that they can use for those engagements, knowing what tools they have available so that you can then go for that perfect setup.
Everybody's hanging out in mid, the classic in A-Ram, as Meteos backs himself away, down to 1/4 HP. GoldenGlue doing a good job chunking the enemy jungler out, making it so he has to go back to base. Way too dangerous to stick around like this.
Well, it's a very good time for Golden Guardians to force everybody towards mid. There's no flash on Zoe still. There's no flash on Cody Sun either, because they just engaged on him. So those carries from 100 Thieves are very vulnerable, and Golden Guardians just want to keep them around so they can keep looking for these opportunities. You know, Varus ultimate is a low cooldown. You can just try and throw that one out. There's a big, big payoff if you hit a carry with it.
And while we have been praising Golden Guardians, I do want to bring attention to the fact that the gold is almost completely even, with a very slight edge being given over to 100 Thieves. So it's not like Golden Guardians are running away with this game. The big point of concern comes in 2.5 minutes. If 100 Thieves lose that Infernal Soul, remember Infernal Soul's bonus is everybody on the team essentially gets a bonus Luden's Echo proc every 3 seconds in combat that gives them some AoE damage on any damage they deal. Can make for some very scary burst situations, especially when coupled with a team that's got a Varus and a LeBlanc and a Jarvan anyway.
Yep. Plus, there's just going to be a bunch more Infernal Dragon percentage increases in damage that LeBlanc will be very happy to add to all of the ability power that she's already building. Now, speaking of LeBlanc, They've sent GoldenGlue to the top part of the map, trying to split against Ryoma. Definitely a very ideal situation for them. Try and get that harassment with the extra kills that he's got. He's threatening Ryoma, who actually might have to give up on defending that last outer turret on the top side of the map. Very low health left on it.
And one thing I also want to point out with Ornn on the side of Golden Guardians, after last game, I saw a lot of criticism on Twitter coming from people from LS, from Ender, from Azael, from Dracos, from a lot of people who were saying, why is Ornn's team not building items Ornn can upgrade? He can only upgrade certain stuff. Well, this time around, Hauntzer's got an Abyssal Mask. He's got that Frozen Fist fully upgraded. You can see the Luden's Echo for GoldenGlue ready to be upgraded as well. As long as this team has stuff that can appropriately be upgraded, Ornn can do his job.
Yeah, and part of their point was you want those items on your carries. So GoldenGlue definitely going to be the one. He's got the most money. He's got the upgradable items. So just focus power in there for your LeBlanc. There's not really a good point-and-click option to deal with the LeBlanc either. One of the biggest things about this champion, I always talk about in competitive, is having some sort of easy punish on your draft to be able to deal with it later in the game. If you don't have a point-and-click CC to stop her, and she goes wild.
You don't need point-and-click when you're able to find Keith like that. 100 Thieves going in, but Keith keeps himself alive with a flash, getting himself away. Ssumday brings down the Gangplank ulti. Stunt gonna be dangerously close to dead now as well. Both sides with some damaged health bars. 20 seconds until the Drake. That means each team wants to make sure if they're going back now and getting right back onto the map. But it looks like Golden Guardian's strategy, stick around, try to see if you can find anything after the fact. Stunt knows he had to go home, so the Thieves have to play it carefully.
Inconsequential bubble going to land, and again, GoldenGlue on your screen. This is what I'm talking about. If you don't have a Leona right next to you who's gonna Q him and stun him, he goes for harassment like this over and over. That's a wasted Ornn.
Yeah, Hauntzer got a field goal with that one, but we'll see what that means. 100 Thieves going in, but now they're going to be counterattacked. A lot of damage coming down. Stunt going to be taken very low. There goes your bullet time. And Closer's coming around from the side. Stunt is down. Ssumday is down. Golden Guardians will lose their jungler, though, and that means the Drake is a very dangerous prospect. GoldenGlue's not able to find the kill. Instead, it's Ryoma with a critical shutdown for 100 Thieves.
What a big clutch play there for Ryoma. As they're getting chased off of the dragon, he takes down the heart of the Golden Guardians, and GoldenGlue back into the death chambers. This dragon's still available, though, and this is the sole point for Golden Guardians, so I expect us to get out of this replay quickly and back to the Dragon Pit, because that's where the teams are going to return. Here's another look. Hauntzer got a big knockup even after missing his ultimate, which set up Closer for that alley-oop over the wall and then into the double kill to be able to clean up those last two ones. Here's the chase, though, onto Ryoma, and he turns it right back around. He's on a ward. He lands the Q onto GoldenGlue, and here we are.
Oh, we're not done yet. Let's see, 100 Thieves looking to start this fight, make things happen. Golden Guardians now going to find an opportunity to beat up on Stunt. They'll take him down. Nice knockup coming out onto 2 on the side of 100 Thieves. Hauntzer making it happen there. GoldenGlue trying to escape off the side, uses the distortion to get himself away. Ryoma barely dodging away from that arrow coming out from the FBI. Closer is still alive. The smite is still prepared. Meteos, no smite, ready to go on that Gragas. Ryoma's got to be careful to not get caught out here. Drake is so close to dead, and the soul will go to the Golden Guardians.
As expected, both teams right back onto that dragon, and Golden Guardians claim their soul. This is going to be so big for them. You have Dragon Soul. They should easily be able to establish control around the Baron Pit. They should just recall, bring all of their control wards over to this top area of the map. Then you can just wait. You've got supreme vision around the objective and a fed LeBlanc that can just go for pick after pick after pick.
So scary now for the side of 100 Thieves. The gold is even, but the Ornn items are coming through. You can see the Blade of the Ruined King upgraded now. Hauntzer prioritizing that upgrade over one for GoldenGlue, making sure that FBI is able to provide the DPS as opposed to the burst that you would see from GoldenGlue. So you've got the extra gold value from those items. You've got the extra gold value from all the Drakes and the soul they provide. And 100 Thieves wants to be very careful about how they play these fights. So much damage on to Stunt. They need one more shot. And Keith says, here's a bag of money. Take that one to the bank.
Yeah, he'll change over to support, but if no one else is going to take the kill, Keith is going to take that sucker. And it is going to be a strong opening for him. Switches over to the role, and Golden Guardians are feeling very good about it.
Golden Guardians 5v4, man advantage. Hauntzer off to the side, throws the ram out, knock up onto 2. Golden Guardians still looking to make yet another move. However, they have extended way too far.
He got a bit too hypey after getting his early kill. He sees everyone diving. All right, let's get in there.
Sometimes the heat of the moment just grabs you by the heartstrings and pulls you all the way back into your own fountain with a
I was right there with him. Overdive
You gotta
there.
follow the call.
Overdive there from Golden Guardians is going to give some money back to 100 Thieves, and we need to turn it back towards their game plan, because even though this Infernal Soul is going to be very difficult to deal with, they still do have options. We already saw possibilities of picking people off. Zoe and Leona, 2 of the best champions at doing that. Meteos going to wait on the flash for Gragas, and then you've got very good follow-up on picks as well.
Also worth noting, it is only just now that either team has managed to take down all 3 of the outer turrets, so the game still has plenty of time to go. And in 3.5 minutes, we are going to see the Elder Drake spawn. A buff so powerful that you should get a special award if you lose a team fight when you have it. It executes people under 20% HP and just makes team fights nigh impossible for your opponents to win. We'll see if either side can get it, because 100 Thieves, you get that, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. It doesn't matter what kind of a soul you got, what kind of a Drake you got, how many items Ornn ran through the shop. None of it matters. Blah! You're dead.
All right, what are we calling this award then? Like, how not to train your dragon? Or
Yes,
something?
how not to train your dragon. That is the name of the award. Henceforth, we decree it, and that means that Golden Guardians will be looking towards that. They've got to use the advantages they've built here so far, and GoldenGlue will stay in that sideline.
Yeah, they've got a 1-3-1 going on right now. As you can see with the mini-map, trying to make use of their super strong LeBlanc. No one can really go answer him, especially with the Infernal soul that they've been able to get. And they have the teleport ready on Hauntzer, so he's down bottom side on the Ornn. Pushing in both side lanes means they can make a convergence up to the objective now after spreading 100 Thieves across the map.
I still can't believe how close this game is. 400 gold, 28.5 minutes into the match right now. You can see Ssumday sitting on 3 big items completed along with the boots, along with having the stopwatch there. This Gangplank will continue to get scarier and scarier.
Well, the gold is close. I'd say that Golden Guardians have such a tremendous lead. Here we go, though.
Oh boy, Meteos taken low. Hauntzer looking to secure this one. The Ram's not going to find the target. Meteos with the happy feet, keeping himself alive. But is he going to be happy too much longer? Nice Stasis going to be buying some time. Golden Guardians have put themselves very far forward now. Ryoma's not quite able to find the kill onto GoldenGlue. However, the Golden Guardians will not find anything just yet. Hauntzer's trying to wobble himself away, but Ornn's pretty slow. And nice job there from 100 Thieves, repelling that assault.
Meteos does get cornered, but with the Zonias, he buys enough time, and he causes 3 carries for Golden Guardians to group up around him for Cody Sun's big misfortune ultimate. So much damage was dealt to GoldenGlue that Golden Guardians had to pull off of that fight. And they're not able to make anything happen, even though they find the opening look inside the jungle.
That was also Meteos' flash spent. However, he got Keith's, GoldenGlue's, and Closer's flashes all from the side of the Golden Guardians. With those down for the next fight, and that Elder spawning in under a minute, that could be big.
All right, back out to the side lanes here. GoldenGlue's teleport coming up very quickly, so he should be able to tend to those minions. And Golden Guardians, for the remainder of the game, should continuously be able to push it out, force the extra advantage for themselves. With another dragon coming up here, it's just a little bit more of that percentage increase. And 100 Thieves have actually established 3 of their control wards around this area, trying to set up for that objective. Meanwhile, it could just be a force from Golden Guardians over to the other half of the map. They could go for Baron area instead, where the 100 Thieves do not have their vision, and they can't really move it that quickly.
2 spells from GoldenGlue. A Q and an R enchanted Q means that Meteos loses a little bit over half HP. Elder Drake spawning now, 2 seconds to go. GoldenGlue continuing to look for damage. Cody Sun has to flash away from the chains. FBI using the chains of corruption there means that that's not available for a team fight. But 100 Thieves health bars are hurting a bit. GoldenGlue also needing to go home here below half himself. Golden Guardians want to maintain control over the Elder Drake pit, but they don't want to be needlessly tanking it for too long. GoldenGlue has a TP to make it back in here in time. Wants to TP to the turret, not put himself in a spot of immediate danger. Elder Drake down to half HP. Keith, the same status. Closer also having tanked that Elder Drake for a while now, about half health. Golden Guardians, lower HP overall than the side of 100 Thieves, but some good poke coming out from GoldenGlue and from FBI will keep those levels closer for the time being, and neither side wants to overcommit onto the Elder.
Those minions on top side looking pretty juicy for GoldenGlue. And both teams pull off the Elder Dragon. Both that and Baron available, so there's so much on the map right now for them to try and set up with, trying to keep vision across both these big objectives.
Remember, too, that the new Elder Drake, it doesn't matter how many of the small Drakes you have. It's not like the previous one where they amplify the burn and make it better. It's all about that execution bonus. So if 100 Thieves can manage to punish Golden Guardians and steal it away, they will get that full power super objective. Closer seeing if maybe there's an opportunity here. Hauntzer's going to sound the horn. Closer and the rest of the team still looking for something. Meteos staying alive. Remember, he would have had the zone use, so they didn't want to go all the way in on only him. Golden Guardians being careful not to overexert themselves. 100 Thieves has punished Golden Guardians over aggro twice now. We'll see how this continues to play out. 100 Thieves, high HP. Golden Guardians still mostly full as well.
All right, can they find the inside track here? Double control wards stacked up, but they run right in.
Closer gets a little bit sleepy, but nobody's going to be shocking him awake here just yet. GoldenGlue dashing away, trying to trade that poke back and forth. Piercing arrow finding its way onto Ssumday, but he'll immediately need the orange to recover some of that lost health. 100 Thieves, now the team that has the control over the bottom side river. They'll grab the Scuttle Crab too.
Keep your eyes on these barrel chains. Ssumday is level 17 on Gangplank, and he just landed one in the backline onto FBI. Now, he's going to be able to heal up off those minion waves, but if that happens in the team fight, there's a lot of zoning potential that comes from this 100 Thieves lineup that we talked about in Champion Select. They've got... Oh!
Hauntzer finds a knock-up onto Stunt. Meteos has lost half HP here as well. Ornn ulti goes through, finds a knock-up onto Ryoma, but there's no way Golden Guardians are able to follow up on that one here just yet. Stunt dropping a ward over the wall to keep an eye on this Elder Drake. Meteos is also still hanging around. He knows if nothing else, you've got to try to go in and steal this if the Golden Guardians are making the call to start it up. GoldenGlue looking for the damage here once more, trying to find us a little bit more. Meteos goes golden, but he's at 100 HP. This is so dangerous for 100 Thieves. GoldenGlue's hanging around now still as well. We'll see where the Elder Drake's gonna go. 100 Thieves still looking to make the fight. Closer is shut down. This fight is not available. Meteos is available. And the Elder Dragon for 100 Thieves. Fire your lasers.
Oh my god, they get the kill on the jungler, and then Meteos comes all the way back on Gragas, flashes into the pit, and secures the Elder Dragon.
You could just see the change in Meteos' behavior. As soon as Closer dies, he's like, in we go, baby. Right there into the pit. They secure the Elder. They take the fight. They grab mid. And what's this? Bonus prize, Baron buff 2.
Oh my goodness. What a spectacular turn of events for 100 Thieves. They will get both of the big objectives we were talking about off of the map in reward for that fight. Closer's gonna make his way there, but wait, can he get it? 100 health!
Oh, that almost got stolen by a Jarvan flag.
Ooh. All right, let's take another journey around Summoner's Lift, and we'll keep track of Meteos, which goes all the way around this way into the Dragon Pit after what you can see on screen here. Closer, right by that dragon. They go right for the jungler. All in. Stunt flashes on him to make sure they get that kill. Actually, he didn't even flash, it was just the E, and then Meteos flashes back around, uses the ultimate combo with his Q in this fight. 21 health left before that explodes. And they're able to pick up the kill. Oh my goodness.
And you saw there, if that wasn't Elder, if that was some random dragon, GoldenGlue probably would have lived, been able to jump over the wall. But as soon as somebody just touched him with that buff, he got eviscerated. And that is why this is so scary for Golden Guardians. You are only working with 80% of your health, and it's 100 Thieves pushing 2 different lanes at once. They've got Baron, they've got Elder here for another 50 seconds or so, and Golden Guardians really want to avoid a fight in that time frame.
Yeah, that tower is going to melt. 100 Thieves right ahead onto the inhibitor. Closer's looking for a flank on the outside, but Stunt is doing such a good job there with the Leona, trying to mark and keep him on the outside, so there's not an option to engage onto Cody.
30 seconds left of the Elder. One more shot from that cannon minion takes down the mid inhibitor. 100 Thieves getting their goal there. Golden Guardians managed to at least only lose 1 inhib off of a double Uber buff.
How the tables have turned, my friend. Baron gonna last a bit longer here, so they still continue to march forward. Super minions heading up the mid lane right now. Meteos counters GoldenGlue's engage right there. Deals just as much damage back to him.
Here comes your Ornn. Elder Dragon is now gone. The fight could very easily go the way of the Golden Guardians, but a beautiful ultimate combo from Cody and Ssumday will put the Golden Guardians on their back foot. Cody's going forward. Hauntzer's going down. Stunt pays for it with his life. It's a 1-for-1 so far. GoldenGlue's looking to make the play, but there's a Padlin, and Ryoma goes on a killing spree.
GoldenGlue got the early kills, but it's Ryoma who continually finds so much value with these Zoe Qs. They're not stopping their flowers. They want the game.
No, sir. They know the Ornn is gone. They know GoldenGlue is down. They feel confident pushing this forward. Closer will try to buy a little bit of time. The Cataclysm will only do so much. Ryoma stays alive. Keith and FBI, the last 2 men standing on the side of the Golden Guardians. Cody Sun will keep living thanks to a stopwatch, and now the Nexus itself is under fire, and 100 Thieves start the split off with a 100% win rate.
What a game, Flowers. That was quite the journey we went on. Starting all the way back with the heavy invade from Golden Guardians paying off. They use Braum, they charge in, steal away Meteos' red buff. They steal away then his flash. They continue to invade. They take away his blue buff. They take away everything for the early stages, but he survives. He gets right back up to even though they have to give away all these dragons and even Dragon Soul. They still are able to come up with the clutch play around the Elder Dragon. Getting that kill on the Closer, making the comeback through the objective.
The Elder Dragon fight was the turning point of the game, but also so many times the Golden Guardians found themselves with advantages that they pressed too hard. They tried to do more than what they were